Hey friends, welcome to my channel. Today I'm working on cleaning with everybody being sick. We already had influenza A, the flu, and it was a long ongoing thing where everyone caught it not once but twice. So today I'm going to be cleaning all of our disastrous areas, which are really the bedrooms. The front room and the kitchen, for the most part, I was able to keep up with those, but the bedrooms are just trashed. Miriam's room is a nightmare. The boys' room is just needing to be wiped down and cleaned. And our bedroom has laundry everywhere. Everywhere. I mean everywhere. So today we're going to get all those things done. If you haven't already, please do click that subscribe button. This is a brand new channel and I'm so excited to bring you more cleaning videos, lots of organization stuff. And don't forget, next week on the 25th of March, I'm going to be revealing my office makeover. I cannot wait to show you the space. I've been working so hard on it. You are going to see me pulling everything out from underneath her bed because she has learned the art of shoving things underneath there. And while we were sick, she totally took advantage and went for it because I wasn't policing her room. And every time I would say, hey, go clean up your stuff, instead of putting them back on the shelves where they belonged, she was just shoving things underneath her bed. Now, I thought it would be fun and helpful to share 10 tips that we do in our home to keep my family healthy while there are all sorts of things that are going on out there in the world. Number one is to boost your health. That is kind of an obvious one. Take your vitamins, drink lots of fluids. But the reason why I like to recommend Gatorade is for the electrolytes, and then cranberry juice to help flush out your kidneys to make sure your organs are being cleaned out properly and running efficiently so that you can help fight off germs quicker and faster if you do catch something. And then a lot of water. At this point, you're seeing me look kind of frustrated because this room was such a mess. And I just decided, you know what? I'm gonna totally go for it. I'm going to rearrange her room. We have been inside our house before the whole virus thing had happened for about a week and a half fighting influenza A. And we just, we're starting to get cabin fever really bad. And she in particular doesn't want to play in her room right now because she's just sick of playing in there. And so I thought, you know, to help her be excited about her room again, last April was when I did over her room and I painted the walls and did all this cute stuff in it. I just thought it would be fun to move some things around to help freshen up the space for her. Sometimes just by moving a bed and giving them different floor space to play in their room makes them really excited to be able to go back in their room and play again. And so I figured, well, while I'm decluttering her room and going through all of her toys, I might as well move the furniture around too. Why not? And you can just see here that I'm not truly settled on it yet, and so it's even going to look different a few minutes from now. If you keep watching, you're going to see that I'm going to keep moving more things around. There's a free printable for today that I'm going to be using. It says Get It Done, the Today to-do list. And I have it linked down below in my description box. So if you want it, go down there and grab it. Now, this is where I stopped for the night. I just was beat. And you all know that when you're sick and you start doing stuff, if you're not fully well yet, you'll start to feel that exhaustion again. And once I got furniture moved around some, I decided to stop for the night and just put things in piles and would come back to it the next day. Okay, one thing really quick. This video is not sponsored at all by Chapstick, but I wanted to share it because right now it's so dry outside with it being winter going into spring, and this is my favorite chapstick. Go find it if you can find it. It's by Chapstick and it's Total Hydration, and I don't know what they did to this, but it is like the most silky hydrating. Like, I truly feel like my lips are hydrated. Go find this at your stores. I promise you will not be disappointed. So once I got everything all situated that night before, I went on to her laundry and just tried to get things organized. Tip number 2 that I wanted to share is to get clean. Since I'm working on laundry, I thought this would be a good one to put this in. One of the issues I think why germs stay in homes longer is because people just stay in their filth. They don't feel well, they don't get up, and they just kind of stay there. My tip is to get your loved one up, get them clean, get them fresh jammies every single day, get them to brush their teeth, make sure their nails are cut, and make sure when they're taking a shower to always have a new towel. You're trying to get the germs to go away. And so the more you keep those things clean, the less they have a chance to be able to build and spread. Tip number 3, take care of the bedding and the beds. Wash all the blankets, stuffed animals, pillows, pillowcases, wipe down the headboards, and clean the mattresses. I like to use baking soda on the mattresses. I just lightly sprinkle it on, rub it all over and rub it in, and then I vacuum it back off. Tip number 4 is to clean surfaces. This is one I think is very obvious to everyone. Clean all the doorknobs, handles, refrigerator doors, but don't forget to clean things like your keys, your cell phone, your purses. Don't forget to clean those type of surfaces too, because a lot of times people miss those ones, and those germs are things that we touch all the time. So anything that's a high traffic item that you might touch, wipe it down. And one of the things I like to do is I like to involve my kids. I send them off with different areas and tell them to wipe all the surfaces that they touch every single day to help cut down on my work. They can be helping too. So here is Miriam's room all clean. It's so much better. And when she came into her room, she was so excited and played in there for hours this day. And it was great. She was excited about her space again and loved it. And it was worth the time for sure. And it felt so good to get that done. So here I am just checking her room off. I got a ton of stuff done. I'm sectioning off my checklist with the different rooms that I'm working on. I actually didn't end up writing my bedroom on here because I didn't think I was going to have time, but I actually had time to do it as well. So with Miriam's, I cleaned under her bed, I organized all her toys, washed her all of her bedding, vacuumed, de-germed it all, and it was good to go. My room, oh friends. My room is so messy. This was all clean laundry. Every time something was clean, I would just say, just throw it on the floor, because I was just honestly way too ill to even think about folding laundry. Like, who wants to fold laundry when they're sick? Not me. I was like, oh, you need clean socks or jammies? It's over there in the corner in my room. So I'm making sure that we're washing all of our bedding. It feels so great to get into clean sheets when you're feeling better. Oh man, I was so grateful to get this part done. Tip number 5 that I'm sharing is one that you probably have not heard of. When you are sick, people often forget to replace their toothbrushes and sponges. When you have germs around your house, you're gonna wanna make sure you get a new sponge and give everybody new toothbrushes, because if you think about it, how many germs are on your toothbrush, you're gonna wanna get a new toothbrush. And I like to just buy the multi-pack from Costco, and anytime someone's sick, I just toss theirs and replace it. And besides, you should be replacing your toothbrush every 3 months anyways. That's what it's always recommended by dentists and hygienists. And then when it comes to cleaning things, don't forget to wash your bath mats and your towels. Always make sure that you wash those towels. I mentioned that a little bit in the other one where about keeping yourself clean, but it's really important to make sure that you wash towels and don't just keep reusing the same dirty towel with those germs on it. Tip number 6 is one that my husband cannot stand, is open windows. You have to let the fresh air in. There are so many people who want to stay warm and keep those windows closed, but if you think about it, it's just making those germs stay there so much longer. They keep hospitals at a certain temperature for a reason, because when it's warm, those germs start to grow and they spread. And so open those windows. If you have an air purifier, turn it on and get that fresh air going in your house. And sometimes I even like to take, it sounds weird, but I like to take like Febreze and I'll just spray it through my house to just try to kill some of those odors and some germs that might be lingering, and just freshen up the space, because the longer you let them stay in the house, the more it's just going to keep passing to the next person, to the next person, to the next person. Every single time I'm doing something like this where I'm filming, Comet is the nosiest cat, and he is always in my business. Here he is checking me out when I'm mopping. I actually just picked up this mop and this mop bucket, and I love it. Can I recommend it to you all? Can I tell you all that this was so great? I picked it up at Costco and they actually had it on sale right now. I'm sure because they're trying to help people cut down on germs, but it was on sale and I've been wanting this particular mop for a long time, so it's the time to snatch it up. While you're watching this, it's going to be good. I think the sale all the way through March. So assuming that it's still there in stores, this would be a great one to pick up. And if you don't want to go out and chance the stores, which I do recommend you just staying home, you could always order it off of Amazon too. I'll try to link it down below in my description box, the exact one that I purchased. So like I said earlier, our kitchen wasn't too bad because I was staying on top of this, and I just needed to load some dishes and really wipe down the countertops. That really was my focus for this area, just because I like to try to keep all my surfaces clean. Tip number 7 is to keep hands clean. Now I know we all know to use hand sanitizer and to wash our hands, but can I all convince you to keep hand sanitizer next to the tissue box? If you think about it, they're blowing their nose, or we blow our nose and then we go and touch other things. So I like to keep hand sanitizer next to the tissue box, so when you're done blowing your nose, you just use a little hand sanitizer and you're set, and you don't have to worry about those germs being spread, especially if someone's feeling too sick or ill to get up to go wash their hands after blowing their nose. I can't believe I almost forgot to tell you all, we finally got a new oven. I'm so excited. Now I did decide to go with the white versus the stainless steel like we have on the dishwasher and our refrigerator, because when we eventually sell this house, which we're planning on doing probably next year in the springtime, we're going to be most likely leaving this oven with the house, and so I just decided to just go with white to match all the appliances. Plus, when I'm filming, it just films better. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. Okay, and at this point I was all done cleaning and sanitizing the kitchen and the dining room area and the living room area, which was perfect. And then I could move on to making our bed. While I was doing the kitchen and all the other things, I was letting this stuff wash. I cannot, again, say how much I love fresh blankets. Oh, the other thing I wanted to talk with you all about. Okay, so I got bit by that dark navy blue bug when I redid our room in February last year. And I have loved it. I have loved the dark navy blue, but I will say that I have decided to paint my room again. I've just decided that I want to lighten it up. I really loved it. I think if we had put this in like a dining room, I think I would have kept it longer, but I'm ready to move down to a much lighter color because I really do not want to give up having a king size bed in this room. And it's not a terribly small room, but it is not a big room by any means. So I'm just excited to get a different color in there. Tip number 8 is an obvious one. Get your floors cleaned. Vacuum well, mop well, and just tidy up the space that you're in to make sure that germs are not settling all over the place. Again, I know I sound like I'm a germaphobe, but I just really feel like when your surfaces are clean, there is healing that will happen much quicker than letting things just kind of fester in your house for way too long. Now you can see here that I have all their bedding pulled up and everything off the floor because I was checking their beds too. I was thinking, well, if Miriam's bed is a hot mess underneath it, I bet you their beds probably are as well. And look, there's Comet in the corner again. I promise you all, he just follows me all over the house. And Nyla actually wasn't out at this time because we had her in her crate while I was mopping the floors because she would just be sliding all over the floors. Mopping floors with a dog is like the hardest thing ever because she's just all over the place. She's still a puppy and just way too curious. So you can see here while I'm mopping the floors, Calvin is over on the side and he's working on his shoe trays. We have these shoe trays that we picked up from IKEA, and I have them keep all of their shoes, especially where we live, where we have snow and a lot of rain and a lot of ice and salt on the ground from the ice. I like to keep those shoe trays to keep their floors clean. And so he's working on cleaning those off for me. Tip number 9 is to sleep. Whenever people are sick, again, this one's kind of obvious, but make sure your loved ones are getting as much sleep as possible. It's worth it to just keep them down and sleeping, and when they wake, you get them clean. So at this point, I've checked off all of the stuff in the boys' room, and I'm going to move on to dinner and just show you what we made this night, because sometimes it's just fun to see what other people cook. Now, my sister was the one that told me about this recipe, Hawaiian haystacks, and we were actually missing the wonton noodles, but I have some chicken here that is from the actual little chickens you can buy for $4.99 at Costco. I love those things. And I'm just putting that in some cream of mushroom. You can use cream of chicken too, with some rice and some cheese, tomatoes, and then whatever basically you want to top on top of this meal. My tip number 10 is to use superfoods. When people are sick during the flu and cold season, keep soups on hand ready, because especially if you get sick and you don't want to cook, canned soup is a really great one, or you can pre-make a bunch of soup and freeze it. That's always a really great option too. Making sure you have fruit in the house to help boost those extra vitamins and energy that you would need. And then something I learned a long time ago was rice, and how beneficial rice is for someone that has a hard time keeping food down. That's one of the reasons why I was doing the Hawaiian haystacks tonight for dinner, because I just felt like whoever was feeling too sensitive could just have the rice, and then everybody else that was feeling better, they could put, the cream of mushroom with the chicken in it to get that protein boost. And then if they were feeling even better, then they can put the cheese, the onions, and tomatoes on it. So this was a really good meal to allow people to put whatever they wanted on their food for dinner. So This is a good one. You should try it. I'll put the recipe down below, but it's really easy. It's just these simple ingredients that you're topping on it. And again, like I said, I was out of wonton noodles and I definitely was not running to the store to try to find some more, so you're gonna just eat without that. So that is the last one to check off on my list. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope that you feel motivated in getting your houses clean while we're going through this really tricky season where there's this crazy virus out there. Love your homes, get them clean, get your babies healthy. Leave a comment down below to let me know how you're doing with your health. Thanks so much for stopping by, and until the next one, bye friends.